Welcome to the channel where pharmacists learn to launch and grow their independent pharmacy. My name is Damita and I am the owner of PrivéCareRx Boutique Pharmacy in Coral Gables. I built my pharmacy from the ground up and I am here to show you how to do it the right way. Are you ready? Let's go! Today, I'd like to talk about what a typical day looks like for me as the owner of an independent pharmacy, because my friends are always asking me how it's different from when we worked in the big box pharmacy together. And specifically, they want to know if it's more work, if it's harder work, if the pressure is the same, or if I feel less pressure, and what opportunities I actually have to serve patients in better ways than I did when I was working at a big box retailer. So hopefully I can answer some questions that you may have about what your life would look like in the position of owner. So I like to wake up at about 4:30 in the morning because my goal is always to get to work by 6:30 to set the stage for the day and set my intentions for how we're going to serve our patients. I come into the space, I take a look around, I make sure that it's inviting, I make sure that it's clean, I prepare the coffee bar, and then I sit down and I have a cup of coffee myself. I like to be relaxed before we actually start to interact with patients and before my technicians come, because it's very important to me that they walk into a space that is inviting and that is warm and that is welcoming. I check to see if there are any patient messages that have come in overnight because I want to address any concerns that our patients have early. The pharmacy management systems that exist for independent pharmacies are absolutely amazing compared to what you will find in a big box retail pharmacy. The companies that create pharmacy management systems for independent pharmacies have gone the extra mile to make sure that the technology is top tier. So you have capabilities in your pharmacy when you're using these systems that you never had when you were working in a big box retail pharmacy. And I love that because it makes the work that we do easier. It makes the communication quicker, it makes it faster, and in addition to that, it makes our work more lean and efficient. And that's very important, especially when you're trying to earn the trust of the patients that you're serving. Once I check the messages for patients who have come in overnight and I've answered their questions, addressed their concerns, I check to see if there are deliveries that are going out that haven't been paid for yet. So in the mornings, yes, I do deliveries because the plastic surgeons that we serve are very close to the pharmacy. And when I do the deliveries, I am able to maintain a relationship, not just with the teams, but also with the plastic surgeons that we serve, because there are many opportunities for me to walk in and to see them, to say a quick hello, if there's anything that I need to know about that they're experiencing that could be improved upon. I want to make sure that I'm able to do that for them. And the best way for us to communicate is face to face. So I like to go in, say hi to everyone. We talk about, the day, the week, and what the patients are saying about the service. And in addition to that, we laugh and joke a little. It's more than just us having a relationship as the pharmacy team and the surgeon's team. It's us having a relationship as people who actually care about the patients that we serve. So I really love that. Once I leave the surgery centers, I venture back to the pharmacy where I make YouTube videos or where I make Instagram videos, because the truth of the matter is, as an independent pharmacy owner, sometimes you have to do a lot of the marketing yourself. And that means you have to make sure that the word is getting out about your pharmacy, the services that you provide, the ways that you can serve better than the competition. And in addition to that, it gives you an opportunity to hear feedback from your patients. So if you are just starting out, you're probably not going to have a huge marketing budget, which means that, yeah, you got to make the YouTube and the Instagram videos yourself. But today, with the cell phones that we have and with all of the tools that you can find on Instagram, you can make really good quality videos, or at least videos that people can relate to, that might drive a little bit of traffic to your pharmacy. So once, I've made the videos, I've done the little things that I have to do in order to get the day started. My technician, Julie or Jenny, they come into the pharmacy and we start serving patients. We process the prescriptions that are coming into the pharmacy for surgeries that are a week from the day that we're working, or sometimes even the same day. And then we start contacting those patients to onboard them, to answer any questions they have about the type of pharmacy that we are. And in addition to that, to just make sure they understand that now that they are with us, they're in good hands. And our patients always have the options to text us if they want to communicate with us, or they can call us. But I'll tell you that our phones really, most days, don't ring. And that is because we call patients first. We start filling prescriptions probably at about maybe 10, 11 or so. And we continue until 1 p.m., which is when we take a break for lunch. We sit down, we relax, and sometimes I even continue working if there's a lot to do. And at about 1:45 or so, I like to take a quick 15-minute walk because, I work 12-hour days and I only have a small window to get a little exercise in. And that is the perfect time for us. And it also gives Jenny a chance to, do a little cleaning around the pharmacy, tidy up a little bit, so that once the afternoon starts, we can focus completely on patient care. Now, at 2 o'clock or so, I start sending messages out to our patients to let them know that I am ready to perform patient consultations with them. And I give them the opportunity to tell me when would be a good time for me to call them. We make a little schedule and I start making calls for patients. Now, in our patient consultations, which are very important to me, they're important to the surgeon teams, and they're also important to the patients. I talk about the medications that the patients are going to receive, any drug interactions that they need to be concerned with, how to take the medicines with food, without food, what happens if they miss a dose, any adverse effects they can expect, for example, diarrhea from antibiotics, and how to respond if they experience any of those adverse effects. And then I tell them that we're going to be here to serve them, to take care of them. If they have any questions, feel free to text or to call. And in this way, it gives us an opportunity to respond to our patients quickly if they have questions. They don't have to worry about calling the pharmacy, waiting for me to finish a call with another patient to get to them to answer their questions. To be honest with you, that whole process is very dated. I can't imagine why all pharmacies aren't using pharmacy management systems that have these capabilities. But anyway, so that is how we, work through the afternoon. And then probably I would say between 4 and 6 is our crunch time, because all of those last minute surgeries that are coming in, that are being planned for the next day, we have to get those prescriptions ready. And then we also have to contact those patients to make sure they know how to use their medicines effectively. So this means that I'm typically in the pharmacy until about maybe 6:30 on a day that is moderately busy, 8 o'clock on a day that is very busy. And it's what I signed up for. The days can be long sometimes and the work can be a little bit challenging. It is fulfilling. And it is an environment that I created specifically so that I could serve patients in this way. So I take full advantage of every opportunity to make sure that I am delivering the highest quality patient care that I can possibly provide. So that means working leanly. That means making sure my technicians are trained to do the work that we do, making sure that they feel supported, making sure that they actually have time to do what we promise patients that we would do. And then we just tackle everything together. So at about maybe 6:30, 7:30, 8 o'clock, when I'm leaving the pharmacy, I make sure that the pharmacy is at least ready for me to come in the next day, start the whole process again, and that's it. Now, I know you're probably wondering, when do I have time to do administrative work? Well, the answer is on Friday, and that is because most of our plastic surgeons aren't operating on Friday, or if they are operating on Friday, they're not operating very late. So all of the surgeries, all of the patients who are having surgery on Friday, they receive their packages Friday morning, which means in the afternoon, we have time to catch up on the little details that we need to work on. For example, the administrative work or any follow-ups with patients that we want to make contact with before the weekend, or any little details that, we weren't able to finish during the week when it comes to inventory, when it comes to placing orders. We try to get that squeezed in on Friday. And then, of course, the weekend. So my pharmacy is open Monday to Thursday from 10 o'clock to 6:30 in the afternoon. And then on Friday, we're open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and closed on Saturday and Sunday. Saturdays and Sundays are also times for me to come in to work, to take care of any little things that I didn't catch up on during the week. And I still feel like I have a care of things that I have to take care of at home. Be honest with yourself when you're launching an independent pharmacy by telling yourself, or being realistic about the fact that at least maybe in the first 2 years, you're going to have to work hard. You're going to be challenged. You're going to have to commit to being the person that juggles all of the work that has to be done in your pharmacy. But also, I want you to recognize that you're working in a space that you created. So when I come into our pharmacy, I always feel like it is a second home for me. The space is beautiful. It smells good. It is clean. Our pharmacy management system allows me to work efficiently, so I'm not wasting time. I don't have to worry about the work being harder than it absolutely needs to be. It's very easy for me. And I think that is it. If you have questions about anything that you've seen in this video, reach out to me, leave me a comment. I will respond to the comments. And I want you to know that if I can do this work, anybody can do it. A lot of the choices that I've made to work the way that I do are simply that, choices. So you can always, manage your schedule the way you see fit, do what's best for your pharmacy, lead your teams the way you want to lead your teams. Be intentional with every decision that you make when you're launching your independent pharmacy. I guess that's it right now. Leave me a comment.